My name is Gregory Nicotero. I am co-owner of K&B Effects Group in Van Nuys, California. And for the last 20 years, I have specialized in character makeups, prosthetics, special effects makeup, animatronics, fake bodies, fake animals, fake ears. Most of the gory or gooey bits that you've seen in movies over the last 20 years. The color schemes that we picked were different enough that the zombies didn't look like the standard zombies that you had seen in a lot of other films. The visual effects in the movie, I think, are pretty seamlessly put in there. There's one or two shots that I know are digital, but the nice thing is there's enough practical gags in there as well that it mixes up nicely, that the audience feels like they're getting a good sampling of both. Everybody believed in George's vision. Every single person on that crew, costume designer, production designer, everybody was there because they wanted to give 150% because they believed in George's vision and they wanted to be a part of his movie.
This is a story that moves from world to world. We're probably dealing with 5 worlds in Riddick. And that can be disorienting to an audience if they don't always know where you are in a given place and time. So one of the ways that we help them out a bit is to give each world its own distinct look. You can do that by architecture, you can do it by sounds, the street sounds. But you can also do it in just in the color palette that you use and the color temperature. So some of that color palette is addressed architecturally on the sets that we build. And then also you pump it up in post-production as well. I was taken aback by how difficult it is to create a new world because everything is designed from scratch and built from scratch. And that's why Riddick was shot entirely on a stage in Canada. None of it was shot outdoors. It's because even the vistas that we wanted to see, any vista that we could find on Earth wasn't strange enough for the vistas that we wanted to present. So any vista you see in the movie is the actors in front of green screen, and then later on the computer we created the alien landscape behind them. So when you watch it, you should know that we shot it entirely on stage, even though you see these wide open, endless vistas of alien landscapes in the movie. It's just imagination run amok, and that's what we do for a living. Sometimes you write stuff on page which just clearly looks impossible. Impossible for a price. So it's the director's job to figure out how to do it while remembering the creative spirit that the writer had at the time.
ILM did the bulk of the work on the film, particularly all of the big CG creature shots on the film. And the film had a lot of challenges for us. One of the big things was that we had so many different creatures. And, you know, Stephen Sommers packed the film to the rafters with all these different icons of horror.
All in all, we ended up designing nine of the, I think, about 11 creatures in the film. Our department swelled up at one point to about 10 designers working on Van Helsing, just doing iterations of Hyde and different werewolves and just kind of getting the ball rolling, the creative juices flowing for this movie.
We did some really amazing work on the brides, and this is something that's unique. We haven't done anything similar to it before. The catch was they had to fit into this complex aerial photography. So they used what's called a cable cam in Prague to shoot the Transylvanian village. So the film camera is sometimes traveling hundreds of feet, and the brides needed to fit into the context of that shot. What you see here, the white box is what we shot of the actress. That is what the film plate looked like. This is what would happen if you didn't have the head on one of these brides. And then when we attach the 2D head on there, you get something that's much more believable. And since the audience is really staring at her face most of the time, her head and hair are real, and her body's reacting to what her face is doing, because those performances happened at the same time.